Hey guys, welcome back to Just Jen Baking. It is finally feeling like fall outside, so I'm going to try my hand at making homemade apple cider. I have never done this before, but hot apple cider is one of my all-time favorite fall drinks. I mean, it's a toss-up. Pumpkin spice latte, hot apple cider. I say, why not both? We can all get along. So I'm going to try this. Now, the first thing it calls for is a whole bunch of apples. I'm using about 7 because mine are kind of small. And I do have some Granny Smith and some small Honeycrisp. Now, the secret is you also throw in an orange. I did not know that until I was looking up this recipe. Apparently, that's what gives apple cider its little citrusy kick to really make it more cider than juice. So, first thing we're going to do is quarter all of these and throw them into our pot. That was fun. Okay, now that all of our fruits are quartered, we are going to throw them into our stock pot. Now you'll notice I do have the stems and the seeds and everything still intact. We are going to be straining this after it cooks, so we don't have to worry about those. Throw everything in there. Oh, it looks so pretty and rainbow colored. Oh, I'm excited. I've never done this before. See, it's fun to try new things. The next thing is to add our spices, which of course is what makes apple cider so delicious. Now the recipe calls for 2 cinnamon sticks, but I only have 1. So I'm just going to add in some extra ground cinnamon. And you'll notice I'm not really going to measure any of these spices because it's cider. I don't think it needs to be exact. I'm actually going to put in pumpkin pie spice, which might sound weird, but you'll notice that pumpkin pie spice does not actually have pumpkin in it. It's just cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and allspice, which are all spices that the recipe called for, so I figured this is an easier way to do it. Now it also does call for some cloves. Now the recipe calls for whole cloves, but I didn't have any, and I didn't really want to go out and buy some just for the recipe. So we're going to make do with powder and see how it goes. We are now going to fill this with water, simmer on the stove for about 2 hours, and then come back and see how it's doing. Now that the apples have been simmering for about 2 hours, we are going to mash all of the apples and oranges. Get all their deliciousness out. We're actually going to let that simmer for another hour. I know it takes a long time, but it's going to be worth it. Okay, our cider has been simmering for several hours now, so I'm going to strain it into a big bowl. Yeah, that's my plan. Smells like cider. I think we're almost drained. I'm just going to kind of shake a little bit to get last little good bits out. So it looks like there is actually a decent amount of liquid that I'm able to push out. So I'm just going to kind of use my ladle and apply a little bit of pressure just to get some of that all that goodness out of there. Look at that. I mean, it looks like apple cider. That's kind of cool. I've never made that before. Okay, I still have a few solid bits in my filtered cider, so I'm just going to filter it again, but I'm going to add a paper towel this time to hopefully catch any of the stragglers. Oh, it does smell good though. Okay, so we don't really want pulpy cider. That's not ideal. So we'll just filter that. And after that, we get to try it. Okay, our cider is now strained. Now, I'm going to give it a taste, but I'm not anticipating I'll like it very much because it does still need to be sweetened. But I need to know how much it needs to be sweetened. So we'll give that a whirl. Oh. Okay, I lied. That totally does not need to be sweetened because that's already delicious. Okay, sure. I did not expect that. Apparently using Honeycrisp apples, you don't need... Shh, get out of here, sugar. You don't need any extra sugar. I made cider! I don't know that I would do it again because it did take a little bit of time, but You know what? If you go apple picking or something, it's a good way to use some apples. I'm just putting some extra cinnamon sugar in because I can. I'm going to drink it from my little beaker mug. Oh, warm apple cider just smells like happiness. That's delicious! I lied. Maybe I would make that again. That's way better than store-bought cider.